So applying the theory of constraints onto ads. How do you even begin? Where do you even start? So you always ask the question, what does it consist of? You could ask the plant, what does it consist of? You could ask the soccer team, what are the parts? And then you have like 11 individual players you could analyze and assess. And in terms of the ad, you can have a look at an ad, right? For example, a Facebook ad. What's inside a Facebook ad? What are the parts? You see an image or a video, a creative. You see a headline, and you see this text, this above the image kind of text. And so there you have three parts: the creative, the headline, and the text. And you can assess each one individually. And for example, for the headline, you could analyze all headlines out there, and you can kind of figure out, or you get a feel, or like an headline expert, a copywriter, he would know, is this a good headline or is this a really bad headline? Does it do the job well that a headline should do, which is grab attention, hook people, make people curious? Or is it just like some random call to action text that doesn't really evoke any emotion? Like, is it a good headline or a bad headline? And you can analyze that. And same goes with the creative. Is it a really well-produced video marketing creative, like a 5-minute video, emotional storytelling, like really high-quality production with a film crew and stuff, and actors and models that cost a lot of money? Or is it just a really bad self-made Photoshop Canva design thing where it's pretty like, it's not so, it doesn't really do anything, it doesn't make me emotional, it doesn't hook well, it just shows the product in like a really bad way, or just a product photography or something. So again, you could see a difference between a good creative and a bad creative. And same with the text. I saw some of our clients or some businesses that have like two words as a text, because they just put it in there because they don't know that they can have like 500 or 1,000 words of copywriting, or of an amazing storytelling, or some sort of really well-crafted emotional sales pitch that takes the customer exactly at the pain points, and it shows the brand vision and makes them emotional and trusted. And then you have like bullet points and a call to action with a direct link to get an offer, and another call to action to get like an even better offer. So again, you would have a bad text, and you could see a difference between a bad text and a good text. And these three areas is, you would put them on a diagram, and you could find a bottleneck. And the bottleneck is where the biggest potential for growth is. There's also the 80-20 Pareto principle that comes in play here. Because if you already have a great headline and a great text, then you potentially have like a really good copywriter somewhere in your team, or you're a really good copywriter. And this is where you already did a really good job. And you have like highly optimized text and highly optimized headline. But because you lack the skills to create like a good video or a good image ad, then the creative is really bad, and people, or some people, see the ad and they immediately swipe it away because they are like visual people, and they see the creative and it's like, wow, what's ugly? What's that for an ugly image or something? And they swipe it away without even reading the text. But if you had a great video as well, then you would improve the whole performance of your ad by just fixing the main bottleneck. And you don't need to change anything about the headline or the text if they're already good. You just need to fix the bottleneck. And that thing, these three components, text, headline, creative, was already life-changing, business-changing for most of our products. Because you see, there are also so many different skills involved, right? You need the copywriter for the text and the the headline, but you also need some sort of research to know exactly what you need to say. But for the creative, you need a whole concept, you need a whole idea, you need like maybe a photographer or a videographer or like a motion design guy to animate your banners or your buttons, right? So already there on just this ad, you can have a team of 1-2 people, and that's why you lack some crucial skills. And another business has a team of 5-7 people, and they are coming up with really good ads consistently that you can test again and again and improve. And then you have like a whole data performance analyst that knows which are the winning ads, and then they can iterate on these ads. And so it already shows a much deeper understanding of what does an ad consist of. And we improved our results with just these 3 bottlenecks alone. And we were really happy that we had some sort of guide to figure out, okay, we know we figure out the process of how can we discover these bottlenecks. Because what happened next was we worked with the client and we made a really good job when it comes to the ads, where like great video, great copywriting, well researched, everything optimized. Like you optimize with emojis, with your spacings, with your like you make your fonts bold, and you have a like very optimized ad. And from the data, you run these ads and you see, wow, we're getting like very high click rates. We get like some sort of shares, comments, like organic viral reach kind of stuff a bit. Not viral, but like some organic reach to it, because it was a really good ad, well received by the audience, resulting in really cheap click costs. Like for example, a 10, 20, 30 cent click would be really cheap. And you get like hundreds of clicks for just a couple of dollars in ad spend, but they don't really convert well on your landing page. Just because you generate clicks and interest from the audience, that doesn't mean they actually buy the product. And there we found another bottleneck. We found out that just a good ad will not scale a whole business. Just coming up with a good ad will not result in $1 million profits yet. You also need to convert these clicks. The ads generate the clicks, but you need to convert the clicks. And we learned that most businesses have like very old-fashioned ideas how to build a website and what tools they use to build that website. And is it a website? Is it an online shop? Is it a funnel? Is it a landing page? What is it? And what is the best possible way to go about creating that high conversion? Do we need an online shop for that? Do we need like a single product landing page? Do we need like an opt-in webinar funnel? What's the right solution for that? So we figured out that conversion is extremely important for our success of these projects. So we brought more people on board. We got like an in-house web designer, conversion optimization specialist, like a web analyst, and learned much more about the conversion side of things. So we can give our clients one congruent service, which is more sales and more growth through ads and a really great, well-crafted, well-designed funnel or landing page or website or online shop, depending on the project, depending on the needs. And so we grew our team and we grew our service, and we started to, expand these bottlenecks. For example, another bottleneck that you would find in the conversion aspect, if you zoom more into it, is you always have a landing page where the emotional part of the sale is going to happen, where the customer sees a video and they read like your pitch and they read your story and they see your testimonials and your offer and the pricing, and they're like, wow, this is amazing, I need this. And then this is the first part. And the second part would be the technical sale, where they have to fill on the form, put on their email address, the shipping address, enter their PayPal, credit card information, and check out. So you have like the landing page and the checkout process. And so again, you can analyze where is the bottleneck here. Just zoom into your conversion aspect, conversion part, and you analyze your landing page in terms of what is the view duration? Do people stick? Do people bounce? How deep do people scroll down onto the page? What's their visitor movement, basically? Where do they hover with their mouse, or which sections do they look at? We can see all that with tools like Hotjar, with Google Analytics, with like web analytics tools. We can know exactly all that. And we can see how many people have a purchase intention, that they click on a button that says, yes, buy now. And if 30% of people have a purchase intention and land in the checkout, but only then 1% of the 100 people actually convert and get the sale, then you lost 29 people in the checkout step, which is really bad because you had 30 people ready to buy. And if you were just a bit better in optimizing UX, UI, quick loading speed, good forms, highly intuitive checkout, then you might have closed not just one, but like 5, 10, 15, 20 of them. And you would know exactly where the bottleneck is, right? And so this is also very interesting. And if we are going to have a look at the main framework in a bit, these both parameters will be put into conversion. So this counts as the conversion part of the whole system. And so yeah, there we had the sales figured out. We knew, okay, what's selling? We knew a lot about sales. We knew a lot about sales and how sales worked traditionally. You had to get leads, you had to make them like purchase intent, you make them curious, and then you close them on the phone or on a Zoom call or in person. And so what this digital sales system does is it generates traffic with ads. You have the content part of it, you have the traffic part of it, and you also need to close the sale with your conversion funnel, with your pages. So this is sales. And if you look at sales as a part, you have these 3 subparts of content, traffic, and conversion. And you will see all this later in the big framework once we reveal it totally. And it was a milestone in our agency to know what digital sales, what are the parts that make up sales. So, and we worked with that. We improved our results, and we came to a next point where we basically did our best job when it comes to creating this sales system. But no matter what we did, we forged the absolute best ads, the best landing page. We tried to optimize everything, invest a lot into it, but it just didn't work in the way we expected it. And what happens is you create a really good ad and you launch it and you expect like 3%, 4%, 5% outbound click rate, but what you get is like 0.5%, 0.7%, maybe 1% outbound click rate. And you're like, why is this really good ad performing so bad? Same with the landing page. You put like all your effort into coming up with the craziest sales pitch and the story and the video and everything optimized, and you put 20 happy testimonials into it and everything's good. And you launch it and you expect like a 5, 6, 7% conversion rate, and what you get is like 1%, 0.5%. So this is what happens. And the question is, what did we miss that this stuff is not performing even though we did our absolute best? That was always the question. That was always the question also with the ads in the very beginning, or just when I started by just running some traffic campaigns. just running ads and only the traffic side to it. I was like, I'm doing the same stuff like always. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work. What's the law that governs this? And so what we had missed here is the brand and the brand trust aspect to marketing. Because we had a business that was not there. You could tell that the brand lacks trust and they don't have like crazy authority, they don't have PR, they don't have 10,000 customers. Like they were at the very beginning and it was just a product and we were trying to sell that product without having a brand to it that gives our sales the trust that you need. And I have like a comparison here between a really good brand and a really bad brand. For example, the really bad brand is not known through any other marketing channel yet. It's just seen on these ads. They have no customers yet, no testimonials, no reviews. You can't find any PR or magazine articles or blog stuff about it. For example, they're produced in China, but they don't even have like a good imprint where you can read who was the founder behind it. They don't have like a good inspirational story. Like it looks very suspicious and people are afraid of buying that product. Also, for example, if you don't have a clear brand guide for the colors, for the style, if it all looks shady. For example, a long time these internet marketers where they just have like a sales page with like a long form sales letter and some red bouncing buttons on it. These are the kind of pages that I'm talking about, where you just know this is not a real brand. This is some sort of online marketing passive income project from some random dropshipper out there that tries to make some money of you, which is obviously going to prevent the customer from buying, not because you're selling, because you're saying the wrong thing in your copy. Like your copywriting might be perfectly on point and you're saying the perfect stuff. You're making the perfect promises that theoretically should work, but only if the customer trusts it. Like I can tell you this is the best product ever and it is the right copywriting, but you might lack the trust that you believe me, that believe what I'm saying is true. I always make this example of a beggar on the street that tells you that he's going to give you 10,000 euros. What he says is great, 10,000 euros, nice, but you doubt that he's actually going to follow through on that promise because of his brand, of the way he appears to you. On the other side, another brand that might sell the exact same product, but they have a much stronger brand part, would be if you already have some sort of other channels. For example, if you're known from the TV, from the press, you already have like thousands of happy customers, you have like 5 or 5 star ratings everywhere. You can read online about the mission, the founder, the history. It's in the market for 7 years and they're still growing, or they just got a new investment from another famous company. And this all makes the whole thing much more trusted. And they could sell the same product. There's nothing changing about the product. It's just a brand that gives the whole business more appeal. Inspirational founder story, a mission for a better world. You're donating 10% of your profits to a good cause, saving whales, saving trees, saving hungry children in Africa, handmade in Germany, for example. You have a good customer support that immediately answers you. You have real humans talking to the customers. You have like a Facebook community where people can talk about the product, about the brand. This is the difference. What I mean, what do you bring to the table? What do you bring to your ads manager? Do you bring like this completely non-existent brand, or do you bring the whole good brand? And the whole good brand will have it much more easy to run successful ads. And so what we realized in that business example here, or in that former client in my agency, is we were trying to sell, but selling does only work if people trust the salesman. If we don't have brand trust, then we cannot fix it through even harder sales pitches, even harder copywriting, even better research. Where's the customer's pain point so I can tackle his emotions? No, you need the brand trust first. And on that foundation of brand trust, you can create a successful sales communication. And there we basically had the fourth and last pillar of marketing figured out. Because what is marketing? Marketing is building a brand and selling. And if you look at the 4 areas, it's brand, content, traffic, and conversion. And you could say the job of the content is to find the right balance between branding and sales. Because if you only sell, then you have the problem that I just described, that people don't trust you. If you only build a brand, then you don't make any direct, immediate revenue from your customers because people don't feel the desire to buy the product now. They see a nice brand, they see good stuff, but they don't convert. And so what we do today is we create a brand that has like everything a brand needs. And we make sure that when we run ads, that people actually get what we are all about and that they have like a brand impression that sticks, but they also get the immediate desire to buy the product. And we merge branding and sales into one. So marketing consists of these 4 areas: brand, content, traffic, and conversion. And that was amazing. That was another game changer, another milestone in the way we could deliver results to our businesses, in the way we could assess where's the bottleneck. Do we need 2 more copywriters to join the team, or do we need a brand design expert to help fix the brand first? Do we need a video marketer to help with content and brand, or do we need a data specialist so he can help with the traffic and the conversion rate stuff? And so depending on where is the bottleneck, you need different skills. You need different people to solve that bottleneck. And the story goes a bit further because, as you can tell, I'm talking about digital business here, about entrepreneurship, and not just solely about marketing. And what I was doing is I was now this marketing agency, full stack marketing agency. We help you with brand, we help you with content, we help you with traffic and conversion. And that's all nice. And we were definitely able to improve our results yet again. But sometimes there were clients where they paid us a lot of money to create this marketing system, but they were just not getting the results that everyone expected. And again, you ask a question, what did we miss? We yet again missed the opposite, as you always miss the opposite. When we only had ads, we missed the opposite, which is conversion. When we only had sales, we missed the opposite, which is brand. Now we have marketing. What's the opposite? No, obviously product. So the logic says that if you have a bad product, then even the best marketer, even the best marketing won't be able to turn that into a successful business because you are constrained by your weakest bottleneck. And if your product is your weakest bottleneck, then you basically have no chance and you need to fix that product first. What we developed there was a tool that assessed, well, we basically had hundreds of business cases to work with, right? And we knew where were the good products and where are the bad products. Which ones were immediately selling well when we did our marketing stuff to it, and which products took way more work in marketing, or even with the best marketing didn't work at all because they were just flawed products. And what we created is called the Perfect Product Checklist, in short PPC, which is actually sort of like an inside joke to all the marketers, because most marketers talk about pay-per-click PPC all day and to optimize their traffic costs, when the biggest lever for success in marketing is to start with the absolute great products. And so this perfect product checklist, I made a whole other online course, masterclass about it, where I show you the 10 different aspects that you want to see in a product that makes it easily marketable, that makes it just stand out, be a very, very great product in terms of it's easy for other people to understand it, to buy it, to get into that business, to get the first sale. And if you have this perfect product, even the worst marketer, by not doing good work, would still be able to create a good performance, make sales, make profit, because the product is just so good that just a little bit of marketing already is enough to get the system going. And then you can go from there. You can improve your brand, your content over time, and you can build the system. So these are the 5 areas: product, brand, content, traffic, conversion. And we, at that point, we had a new client from, I'm pretty sure you know, like this Shark Tank TV founders show. And there's one in Germany that's called Höhle der Löwen, which is like lion's cage. And so the business that came from this show to us, they just got money, and you could tell that the brand was definitely like extremely well optimized. They had like clear message, vision. They had like a purpose for a better, sustainable future. They had everything. They had extreme hype because of the TV show, because of other PR magazine stuff. And you just knew, okay, the brand is definitely not going to be an issue here. People trust this brand. And the product was also amazing. They were selling on Amazon. They were selling on other channels. They had, I think, 2,000 5-star ratings on Amazon, which is like unheard of. And you could tell just by reading reviews and testimonials that this product was very impactful and transformational for the customers. So again, you could say product, check, great. Brand, check, great. What about the content? Do we need to like create some great videos, create some ads? What did they already have? They already had really high class production videos of the product with actors, with like their brand founders, with everything for the TV show, for other placements. And we could just take the videos and some images, and we just took them and put them onto Facebook ads, onto Instagram, onto YouTube. And because they already had their pitch, right? They already had the perfect marketing material. And so the main job that we had to do was to actually run the ads, target the customers well, and make sure like the traffic is optimized and the setup is good, and to create some landing pages so we can sell directly through landing pages and not send traffic onto the web shop. Because sending traffic just onto a Shopify store or onto a website just doesn't convert as well as directly sending them to a landing page. Because on this landing page, you can just make a lot of better improvement about the sales psychology, the emotional journey that the customer has, the visitor has. And so that's what we did. We launched the ads. We created the ads, we created some landing pages, and we launched that. And from like the diagram thing, we knew product, great, brand, great, content, also great. And so what we now were expecting is, okay, how well did we do the job with traffic and conversion? Because if you have a great product, great brand, and great content, then, we were absolute experts when it comes to like the sales part of it. So that just had to work, right? And it worked. It worked really good. We had one of the best click rates and cheapest click costs ever in our agency. And also like from all the business that I've analyzed, one of the best traffic rates, so to say. And the landing pages were selling absolutely crazy. We had like 13, 15, 17% conversion rate on an immediate sale. So from 100 visitors, which only cost a couple of cents, like 30, 40, 50 cents per click, and you converted 13, 15, 17% of these clicks into purchase, which is crazy. And if I tell that to other e-com store owners, they always think I'm deluded because they don't know these high conversion rate numbers, because they're most likely dealing with absolute shitty products, and they also don't know that they don't know how to craft like a really good sales funnel or a really high conversion landing page. Apart, like they just have their online shop and they think 3%, 4% conversion rate is where it stops, right? And so this product was, this business was like going really well. We were making thousands of euros in revenue, and we were slowly scaling up the daily budget, making sure everything works fine. And we had acquisition costs at the beginning. They were like $3, $4, $5. Obviously, when you scale your marketing budget up a lot, your cost per acquisition might rise a bit because of several factors that play into this. And what happened after 3 months of working with these founders is we were very happy with the result. We were absolutely happy with everything, right? We had seen one of the best products, best brand, best content, and from our side, we did the absolute best we've ever seen in terms of traffic KPIs and also conversion KPIs. And we were acquiring new customers for as little as $3, $4, and we could scale that to hundreds and thousands of customers. But the founders called me one day and they didn't seem so happy about it. They were angry. They were yelling at me, and I didn't know what happened, because I was super happy with the results and they were not, because they were in fact starting to lose money on every sale because they were not profitable with this. They had to pay us a 20% revenue share. They had to pay $5 per sale to Facebook ads and marketing budget. They had their own expenses. They had tax. They had employees. They had shipping, manufacturing, production costs, an office, other stuff. And they only sold one product with like a very, very low repurchase rate. And this product only costs, depending on the offer, between 20 and 25, 30 euros. And so what he showed me, his calculation was that we were acquiring customers, but the acquisition costs were not cheap enough for this business to sustain this marketing efforts. And what I had known already at that immediate point was I had missed again something. And what I knew for a fact is that the idea to bring the acquisition costs back down even lower than 5 euros, that is just not practical. That is just not how this whole business thing works. Because most other businesses that we had, they sold products worth hundreds, sometimes thousands of euros over a lifespan to the customer. And they were happy with their marketing, their acquisition costing sometimes 50, 70, hundreds of dollars to acquire a customer, because they have like a very, very good back-end monetization. Just this business was really bad at their monetization game. They only had one product. They had no upsells, no cross-sells, no further retention, no long-term no long-term relationship, repurchase relationship with the customers. And if you have this sort of business, then you acquire a customer once for a fairly high budget and you let them leave. While other businesses use email marketing, which is basically free, chatbot marketing, WhatsApp marketing, phone marketing, which is basically free, or also retargeting with social media ads, which is also way cheaper than acquiring a new cold customer. So what you need is a business that has a very, very good high customer lifetime value. Because if this business, the Shark Tank business, if they had other products, an upsell and subscription model, like just something, their initial customer would have still just cost €5 in cost per acquisition from the ads, because for an initial customer, they don't see the long-term journey that is planned for them. They only see their immediate initial purchase. And so if they had other products, you would have scaled this business. We would have scaled this business like everywhere. But because they had missed this customer lifetime value issue, we had to shut down the acquisition, even though it was one of the best acquisition funnels, best acquisition systems we had ever seen. And there I finally understood, okay, product, brand, content, traffic, and conversion, that is called acquisition. That is the parts that make up acquisition. And what's the opposite of the product? Well, what's the opposite of acquisition is retention. And the measurement for retention is the customer lifetime value. The value that the customer pays to you in sum with all his different transactions or orders over a lifespan. Typically within 1 and 3 years after initial purchase. And we developed a scale, a metric for that. What's a good CLTV? What's a bad CLTV? Because obviously a €25 CLTV was so bad that even with the absolute best acquisition system we've ever built and I've ever seen with like 15, 19% conversion rates and stuff, this wasn't enough to make this low CLTV business succeed. And Pareto says it's very hard to optimize a well-optimized part. A well-optimized area is way harder to optimize than the bad areas. So the ideal solution for this business would have been to improve their CLTV. But they couldn't do it because they only had this one product and they were not able to come up with other products. And back then I didn't really know that so much. I was focusing on the acquisition and not on the holistic business thing. And now I know holistic. I understand the holistic aspect to it. And now I know, okay, you need a good acquisition, but you also need good retention, because the retention earns the money so you can pay your acquisition costs. And what I defined, I said was, okay, what's the minimum CLTV that I want to work with? Because I had other businesses. I had another subscription client, and he had customers that were paying him like €150 per month for a subscription supplement, which is crazy. Imagine you have like €150 per month from one customer. You have your margins, but you have almost €2,000 in yearly revenue from one customer. And this business is happy to spend 50, 100, 200, 300, €500 on ads for one customer because they earn so much from one customer. And what I defined was, okay, if 25 is obviously too little. Some of our clients have thousands of euros. They're amazing. Their marketing works just perfect. What I want was at least €150. Not 100, because when you really scale to high budgets, 20, 40, €50 acquisition costs is typically also very common. And then you have like a 50% margin, then you're already losing money or making break even though everything works great. So I need a €150 CLTV at least. And the saying says you need a €150 CLTV, so it's not your bottleneck. You would never make a €150 CLTV business into the next big startup growth case. For that, it's even too little. You want hundreds and like 500, 800, 1,000 or more in CLTV later. But you can start with a business model that has a 150 and more, which depending on your niche and your product might obviously work. Also, it's not just one product. It's the whole business. It's the whole offering. There are different modes you could play for your CLTV game. There is transformation, there's retention, there's equipment, and we can talk about all that. And for example, if you have a food or any sort of some consumption or green smoothie business, then if you sell a subscription product, then they buy the same product every week or every month. And that is how your CLTV is collected. So it's not just one product, it's the whole array, the whole assortment that one customer can buy in your business. And with that, with the knowledge of the perfect product checklist, with the framework knowledge, and with the confidence that we need at least 150 euro CLTV, we basically stopped working with every other business that didn't offer this. And we specifically scouted this dream client that has a really high perfect product checklist score, at least 80 out of 100 points, that has like this and this and this, and they have like 150 euro CLTV, and we looking for that. And a couple months later, on a Berlin event, I found 2 founders which had exactly this. And that is the pillow company that I was talking about earlier. There was actually a doctor. This doctor has like his whole life, he was pretty old, like 70, 80 years old. And his whole life, basically, he studied neck pain and back pain and what causes like shoulder problems, sleep problems. And he invented 12 years ago, he already invented a new pillow concept that he patented that was like a completely innovative, amazing new pillow to put into your bed at home, but to also have like a travel version of it for traveling. They had a kids version. They had covers, sheets, filling, refilling, everything. So this is the perfect kind of business where I see, yes, we have not just one product. There's a multiple array of products that can be combined, that can be bundled. Obviously, if you need a pillow, then you buy the cover, and you refill it every 3-6 months. And that is all the CLTV money that I want to see, because I know just selling the one pillow to the initial customer one time will cost some sort of marketing budget, typically between 10 and 50 euros customer acquisition cost. And then you have the customer and you can sell them with email marketing, with WhatsApp marketing, with retargeting. Perfect. And the pillow itself, the product itself, was just amazing. You had people that were, for 10 years, they had like neck pain every morning. And the doctor had like already hundreds of patients, testing clients that he developed the prototypes with. And this pillow really helped to relieve the pain, improve the sleeping position, and to really release and relieve the muscles and improve blood flow and like regenerate the body better, like amazing health stuff. And we saw it and we knew it. That's going to be the next brand for us. That's going to be the guinea pig where we test if our strategies actually work. And we partnered up with them. They became a client in our agency. And we did the exact same process. We had a product. They already had a brand, but they didn't really have good content. They obviously had no sales. In fact, they had just wasted about 10,000 euros on Google ads without getting a single sale, because they were just running crappy ads onto a crappy store, which didn't... I just communicated and sold the pillow concept really well. And someone who had neck pain or back pain would have said, oh, I want to try that doctor's pillow. And this is the kind of sales that you need to do on a page, on a full landing page. And you cannot just send people to a web shop and expect them to buy. That's why these e-com stores are stuck at 2% conversion rate. So we created a landing page and linked that to the Shopify checkout later. And we turned that stuff on and we watched it. And on the first day, we sold already 3 pillows. What I had forgot to say is the CLTV aspect of the business, it was a premium brand. So the products were highly transformative and had strong benefits. So the pricing was not like a 10, 20, 30 euro pillow. The pricing could be made to the solution of relieving someone from their pain. And people pay a lot for a strong improvement in their life, especially in health stuff. So the pillow had a price, they had like 3 different sizes. The lowest was like 109 euros. The middle bestseller was 139. And the larger version was 159. And then you had covers starting at 20, 30 euros. You had the travel version for 90 euros, the kids version for 90 or 80 euros, and refilling for like 20, 30 euro stuff. So it was like premium position, because only if you do that, you can be if you say, I will cure you of neck pain, obviously you can say that due to like ad claim regulations and stuff, but you have to be a high quality premium brand, so the whole thing makes sense. So on the first day, we started with testing little budget ads. We had like 20, 30, 50 euro daily budget, and we already sold 3 pillows, which was a 400 euro revenue. And obviously it's not statistically relevant on the first day, but you could tell from other metrics like the click cost, the click rates, the like other metrics where you had more data points. Already on the first day, you could tell this thing is going to grow absolutely like crazy. And so what we did for the next months and years is we just over time improved the areas that we could improve. We improved the brand, we improved the content, we improved the traffic. Obviously the traffic, for example, improves by itself, by the algorithms getting more data, understanding the ideal purchase conversion events better, and improving the landing page and improving the CLTV through email marketing, through newsletter, through retention campaigns. And we grew that business within a couple of months to 6 figures, within 1 year to over 1 million in revenue, and within 2 years to over 10 million in revenue, and making over 200,000 customers, which made it my biggest ever case study I have ever witnessed. And obviously making a lot of people, including me, very, very wealthy in that process, by owning a share of that business and by owning a revenue share and a profit share of this marketing system. What we also had encountered in that, growth case was that we had found another bottleneck, which is if you put the product, brand, content, traffic, conversion, CLTV into one part, and you look at what's the opposite, you see that this thing is all just creating demand. It's the whole demand side of having people ready to buy your product. With the marketing, we make people ready to buy the product, or we sell it. And we can only sell as many as are produced. So at one point, especially when you scale your ad budget from 100 to 500 to 2,000 to 5,000 euro a day, obviously you encounter some other bottlenecks, like for example, logistics, production. You need to have all the resources in the storage, in the warehouse. You need to have customer support. You need to build a team, build an office, build a business. And so this is all like the supply side to it. What I'm going to talk about the most is demand, creating demand. And obviously you can only use that demand if you have enough supply. So over the span of 3 years, we built that business, hired like 20, 30 employees, went into a huge office and turned that little online marketing experiment into one of the leading brands in Germany in the health pillow space, which is something that I'm super proud of still to today, and which is one of the, I would say, biggest achievements so far in terms of just material gains and making money. This also resulted in me getting bombarded with requests with other businesses from the sleep health space, a big company from Sweden. They were selling blankets, and I was becoming like the e-com marketing expert. But I felt that what is much more important for me than selling pillows or selling a next health product, I want to get this knowledge out there. And that is why I'm shooting all these videos now. I have, for over the last 2 years, I created 12 different online courses about everything that I know from the framework to how to analyze stuff, growth hacking, performance marketing, run Facebook ads, YouTube ads, Google ads, sales funnel strategy, web design, funnels. Like, I put all this stuff into online courses, which we're going to make accessible for everyone. Right now, they're all in German, which is pretty unfortunate for you if you don't speak German. That's why I'm creating these videos now in English. And yeah, I'm super happy to build this English community side to it. And I found out over the process of making a lot of money and a lot of success in young age. I mean, I'm 25 years old now. I was like 21 when all this stuff happened. And I realized that I had also found another bottleneck, which is the opposite of business. So what's the opposite of business? It's the personal component to it, the purpose. Because I was never passionate or found any special meaning in helping people sleep better or helping people improve their neck or back pain. Maybe the doctor was passionate about that, or maybe the other founder were passionate about that, but I wasn't. I was passionate about this framework and the performance marketing system and the whole marketing game. And so once I had achieved this and basically I lost the desire to continue with these businesses. I wanted to focus on what is most meaningful to me and where's my purpose and where's my passion. And that is actually the main I was never in this business for the pillow or for the people. I was there for the framework. That was my mission, to develop and prove the framework. And now I have it, and now I want to share it with as many people as possible all over the world, to founders, to freelancers, to agency owners, to investors, so everyone can just become a better entrepreneur and improve their results, improve their sales, improve their marketing, make an impact, have really, really high quality, sustainable brands created that make a change, that really change something towards more sustainability, a greener, better future, more consciousness, more fulfillment, more freedom. This is what I'm all about now. And I'm so happy to being able to build this business now and to have the resources and the team and the time and the freedom to really focus on this, which is what I'm most passionate about. So in the next video, I'm going to show you for the first time the KPI framework that we've developed, that we use to analyze all the different areas to figure out where exactly is the bottleneck, so we can basically try our best to fix these bottlenecks in these areas. See you in the next video.